Hello everybody, thanks for joining. So I got some follow-up information. Hopefully, I know, I've been told the last couple videos was grainy. I know, I get it, I'm sorry. Still getting fine-tuning things set up on this computer, but hopefully I got some things in place. You can see some stuff better. So with that, let's go ahead, dive into some things. Topics for today, I'm going to talk about tax benefits for business owners, okay? And go over some of the items that you can use as write-offs. I'll pull up what's known as a Schedule E. So I get it, some of this stuff's boring, but if you're just starting a business and you're like, where do I start? You've tuned right into the right spot. I'm going to help you along the way. So with that, let's dive right in and go from here. All right, so as you can see, I have pulled up on the IRS's website publication 15B, and the reason why is because it's the employer's tax guide to fringe benefits. Now, first off, let me kind of straighten things out. It's not those kind of fringe benefits. If you're looking for that kind, there's another place that you can go. Something about fans and whatever, I don't know, but not that one. Let's go dive back in. All right, so this is Employer's Tax Guide to Fringe Benefits, and this is the website version of it. Obviously, right? Duh, Jeff, I know. But there's a few items here that I'm going to point out that's going to be helpful for everybody. So first off, let's dive into this cents per mile rule, okay? And here's a key thing on this. This is one of the most beneficial ones when it comes to your business, right? If you do anything that's travel wise, and I'm going to go over what's highlighted here in a moment, but when it comes to traveling for business, you want to make sure that you track your business mileage, right? Everybody say track it all. Great, fine, dandy, but really you just need to track your business mileage, all right? Yes, on this guide it does say that for 2022 it is 58.5 cents per mile. But the thing on that actually is as of June 9th of 2022, they actually increased the mileage deduction up to 62.5 cents per mile. Okay? So rather than that 58 cents, it went to 62 cents. Why? Well, as of this recording, it's October 13th, and there has been this thing roll out since the pandemic called inflation. It happens when there's more money that's printed than what's being used, right? Cost of things go up. Well, yeah, well, needless to say, the government stepped in, helped some business owners out, and they increased the cost per mileage, and that in turn led to this rate increase. I'm going to put in the description below a referral link to what I use for traveling or tracking my deductions. Key thing with this, it's very helpful. I have vending, right? So I will go to my different sites where my candy machines are, where my soda machines are, right? And that's all business mileage. Okay, so I track that, and honestly, it'll earn me at least, rough numbers, maybe $50 essentially per month, because we go and we do cleanouts once a month as of right now. Okay, but with that, go do cleanouts once a month, right? I track my business mileage, and then at the end of the year, I can deduct that mileage. I can tell you, as of month to date, last I've seen, I'm almost $600 in mileage deductions alone. Okay, but there are some additional deductions that we'll go over here in a moment that will help you out. And really, the ultimate thing is that you want to look at having expenses, okay, for your business. Yes, you need to get stuff, right? You started your business, you're doing a service or something, right? And what you just need to start doing is, you can hold on to that money, that's fine, but then at the end of the year, you're only paying taxes on that. Or you can expense out things to improve the business, right? mileage deduction, that will help out first thing right off the bat. And here's the key thing on this when it comes to the vehicle deduction. So with that, you're going to see people on the Ticker Talker, or even on YouTube, they'll tell you you need to go out and buy this fancy smancy vehicle. All right. The reason why is because at the end of the year, right, you've got this big chunk of money, and you're finding out that I'm going to pay taxes on X dollars, right? $50,000. We'll use that as an example, right? I've got $50,000 that I've earned throughout the year. I didn't buy a single tool, anything like that, and now I've got to pay taxes on $50,000, right? Well, a horrible CPA will tell you, oh, let's go get you a car, and you can write off that car. Well, yes, you can write off a car on your expenses, but it's horrible tax planning. And that's the key thing, is you need to properly plan your taxes throughout the year, right? Best thing with it, I grew up in an auto repair shop, right? My dad was an auto repair mechanic. Tools, wrenches, toolboxes, right? All that stuff he ended up having to buy. And I'll say this: mechanics in general, they will spend thousands of dollars on their tools, right? I mean, God, Dad's shop, and granted, he was a business owner, right? But still, the man had over, I would say, at least, if not more, $40,000 worth of mechanic tools that he used throughout his lifetime, and really kind of moved into my lifetime as well. But thing is, proper planning, you can write that off, right? What you're doing here, watching these videos, while this is free, okay, I'm going to create a Patreon for you all to download some stuff and things like that, right? Education on yourself, that's a write-off, okay? Going back to auto mechanics, right? ASE certification, that thing is probably about $400-ish, roughly, give or take, right? Then what that is, that's a write-off when you're a business owner. That's key, okay, is being a business owner. Then you can write off a lot of stuff. Now, if you're an employee, sorry, I don't have the ability of covering that info here because there's not really that many deductions for an employee, okay? In fact, you're in my office, right? I work from home. This is my home office. I get to deduct this office on my taxes. And with that, I can deduct a portion of it from my mortgage, my utilities, right? All the stuff that's needed for this office to function. I mean, technically, right, my transformer collection, because it's part of my office, I could end up deducting it, right? But this is stuff I had as a kid. Everything still works and functions, and as you can see, some things are still in boxes. Like I've got 2 Pepsi version Optimus Primes over here somewhere, here and here, okay? But if I was to buy it all, I could deduct it because it's part of my office, right? The equipment that I'm using right here, okay, I could deduct it from my business. Any type of tool that helps a business work and function is a deduction, okay? Employees can be a deduction as well. So let me pull this back up. Let's look at some more things and kind of go over it. So, like I said, here's the mileage rule. It's always best to claim mileage over maintenance, okay? But with the way things have kind of been, go ahead and track it anyway, so that way at the end of the year, you can see what was the better deduction, okay? Gas, right? If you're going on a trip for business, then keep a hold of that gas receipt, okay? Oil changes, right? Keep a hold of the receipt for the oil and the filter, right? Things like that. Go ahead and keep a hold of it, track it, and then at the end of the year, see which has got the higher amount and deduct that. Because with vehicles, okay, and I'll pull it up right here, it is an either or option, and that's key, okay? It can't be this and that, okay? It's an either or. Either the gas and maintenance, or or the mileage deduction. Let me pull that up here as soon as I can find it. Probably right down here on vehicles. Vehicle. Commuting rule. Lease value. Chart on lease value. Safe harbor. Okay, I can't find it right now, but it is an either or option. It cannot be this and that, is what it boils down to. Okay, either you deduct the mileage or you deduct the maintenance, but you'll always make more on the mileage, so just go with that. Now, next thing really is employees, right? Yes, I know employees can get quite expensive. You got the cost of unemployment, all that stuff, right? But here's the thing, let's be honest, and right here is part of it, family employees, all right? Kids is what this will help, because I have employed in my business, I have my son employed in my business. We have an employee agreement between me and him that he does, he is a general laborer, and I do pay him an hourly wage for work done within my business. And then what I can do is, as an employer, right, I can then be able to deduct said wage from my taxes at the end of the year. And then as a parent, what you can then do is that money you pay it into their bank accounts, right? And that's the key thing, is they've got to have their own separate bank accounts. But you pay it into their bank accounts, okay? And then as a parent, I can take that money and invest it in things for them, right? I have an E-Trade account set up for him, okay? I can take his monthly wage and reinvest it into a stock for him. And then when he turns 18, I will let him, possibly, depending on how well I've educated him, right? But I will let him take control of said stock account, and he can either use it for things in his life or continue to invest. Option is his at that point, right? 18 or 21, it'll kind of depend. He watches the stuff, so it's going to be 18 or 21. No other talks. All right, so with that, moving on, okay? Or I can take that money, and he needs tennis shoes, right? Go buy him tennis shoes, okay? He's all about Nintendo Wii or PlayStation 5, whatever. I've been there, right? Kids want to play games, but making sure he gets stuff he needs first, right, with his account, and then can buy him the funsy items. Okay, again, he watches this, so. But that's another deduction, right? And that can be up to $12,500 per year. Okay, do I pay him $1,000 a month? No, I don't. Okay, I pay him a fair market value wage for being a general laborer. Okay, is he doing something crazy and running a forklift? Absolutely not. Okay, people will start saying child labor laws. Okay, here's the thing with that. He doesn't do anything harmful or dangerous. Okay, what he does do is when we are servicing our vending machines, he is loading up the dolly, right, the little hand truck, and he will pull it across the parking lot going into the stores that we service. What he then does is he will either stock up the machine, and this is what he wants to do, okay? He wants to do this stuff. He will stock up the machine, and he will get the money, right? So in the videos I'm going to post of our cleanouts, I'm going to try and get a camera, and it's going to be on him, right? He's going to be the one recording it. You're not going to see his face because I'm not going to allow that, but you'll see it from a kid's perspective of refilling the machines, right? And cleaning out the money and everything, right? Whether it's my soda machine or even my candy machines, right? Those are all going to be recorded via him. So you get to see it from a kid's perspective, like 10-year-old, like 10-year-old. Okay, he's that tall on me. But you'll see it from his point of view, okay? And we do that every month, okay? When, honestly, what I've learned in vending is that you get a lot of quarters, okay? So guess what he also does? He rolls quarters, right? See, it's just simple things. Whenever I buy more real estate, am I going to have him, tearing down walls? Yeah, I may give him a hammer and say, here, take this wall down, okay? Or I'll give him a broom and say, here, sweep this floor, right? Something simple, safe, and easy for him to do as a kid, right? I don't know why my parents didn't do this for me when I was a kid growing up in the auto repair garage. I mean, I get it. Auto repair industry can be quite difficult, but give a kid a broom, okay? Right? Have them push the broom around so that way they can be able to earn a wage, okay? But you do that, then at the end of the year, you can deduct that in your business. And now, if you pay them up to the maximum limit, right, that's $12,500 in their account. You've deducted also, you've been tracking to deduct your mileage. And like I said, for me, I'm at $500. So now I'm at 13. If I was to follow all the numbers, I'm now at $13,000 that I deducted from my income of my business, okay? Now, pull it back up here. So we got family employees covered, got your mileage deduction, and then there's more and more and more, right? Employee stock options, employee or employer provided cell phones, group term life insurance, right? And here's the thing, I've actually been learning about this portion in general, is that actually a business can hold a life insurance policy, or can hold and can use a life insurance policy. Index universal life is an option, right? A health savings account, okay? This is where you could be able to, I'll be honest, right now we don't have insurance in my home because it's too expensive for my employer. But what we can do is through my business, I would hire my wife and I offer it as a employee benefit, right? Hire her in, give her access to being able to obtain employee benefits, and then I can deduct the cost from my taxes at that point, right? Again, more savings. Meals. This is a good one because with meals, if you're meeting clients, okay, if you're meeting clients and you all talk business, then you're actually able to deduct that meal. And depending on how the law works, or the IRS law works on it, either you get to deduct 50% of it or 100%. Right? Things have, since pandemic, things have kind of been changing and going weird on a good aspect, right? Then you got your retirement planning services, transportation. This is where it's kind of where people start diving into the fact of being able to write off a car, whatever. Figure stuff out, incorporate it into your life is what it really boils down to. Tuition reduction. That'll be a good one for when they're older. We homeschool, and I've been trying to find and learn ways of setting up for homeschoolers to be able to deduct stuff, because man, we got some books. So, but I'll put the link for this in the description below so that we can kind of use this as an idea. Dive deeper into what you're able to find, what fits your business, right? And then you can use that moving forward. Now, here's the thing. This is where you kind of will fill this out on your taxes. If you do it by yourself, then go for a Schedule E. I would highly recommend utilizing a CPA. I did last year, and it helped me out immensely. But here's biggest key thing on this is right here, expenses. All of this for your business is what you can write off, right? And kind of touching on earlier, I think, and I've been thinking about it, and comment below if you feel that this will be something interesting for you. I'm thinking about creating a Patreon server with some of my Excel books that I have in regards to this to help out with tracking. Okay, and all you gotta do is just plug the information in, and it does the calculations. Boom, you're good, right? So if that's something that you'd be interested in, comment below. Let me know, and I'll see what I can figure out and do on that. So with that, you add all this together, right? If you track the everything throughout the year, okay. I did my CPAs. It cost me about $300 last year. That is actually under the legal and other professional fees, right? The loan, as I've talked about in some of my other businesses, right? I gave myself, my business, a loan to buy machines with, snack machines, okay? That can fall in here as well, right? You just, ways of incorporating stuff into this will help you out being a business owner. Being an employee, you don't have very many, if any, options, okay? But you take all this, add it together, and just starts causing your tax bill to decrease and decrease, right? Because if you take in $50,000 in a year, you're going to pay taxes on $50,000. But if you have enough expenses to deduct that, right, to cause that $50,000 to now get down to, we'll say $25,000, right? You only have to pay taxes on $25,000 at that point. Okay, so with that, I hope this helped. If there's anything else that you want to check out, see, learn in regards to starting up a business, tax benefits, things like that, comment below. Okay, let us know. And with that, I'm going to put in the description some links. I'll have stuff in there for mileage tracking that I use. I'll have this publication description as well in there. And next video I got coming up, I'm going to have some more things about banking, right, in regards to that, financing, things like that, and I've got some more drop shipping. So with that, thanks for tuning in, and you have a good one. Bye.